guys, it's coffee time. And I had a super fun day, although I feel bad because I wound up being at D&D long enough that I wasn't able to make a gaming news episode today, but that's okay, because tomorrow all I have to do is the TY video and the gaming news video. It's just going to be a big old editing day, and I am way okay with that. But I'm trying to figure out how to explain to you guys what it is that I did today, like in D&D, because I know that not all of you guys play, probably very few of you play D&D. So I'm like, how do I explain this in a way where it makes the most sense? Well, first off, we should probably point out that I am in fancy clothing and my room is trashed. It's like we flip-flopped. Normally I'm just like, oh hey, you want to see this cool sweatshirt that I've been wearing for like 3 days straight? And then my room for the last like week has looked pretty decent, right? Not today, guys. Not today. I had to look all did. I had to make myself look like I was all fancy. And my room was just annihilated, just trashed. So I'm going to have to fix that tomorrow as well. I've got a list of things to do. But so this game was so cool. It was really experimental. And one of the things was that everybody had to show up in fancy dress. There was a dress code. And we had really delicious hors d'oeuvres. And we all drank Martinellis. And it was great. But the game was literally like a battle royale. It was, well, no, I shouldn't say that. It wasn't a battle royale because it was team-based. So, like, we had 2 teams of 5. It was originally going to be 6, but it worked out perfectly because on this team, were we the red team? No, we were the blue team, and I remember thinking that we should have been the red team because I had red hair and one of the guys was wearing a red shirt on our team, and then on the other team they were all wearing blue. And I was like, what? Wouldn't it just make so much more sense if we were the red team? But no, we were the blue team. So, yeah, so on the red team, one of the people just didn't show up. Or, no, it was that one of the people dropped out, and then they had 2, like, possible stand-ins, and neither of them got back to Satine. So she was like, okay, so I guess that's a 5-person team then. And then on our team, one of the people got stuck in traffic and was stuck in traffic for like a half an hour. So it wound up working out perfectly, although Luis, I'm so sad that you weren't able to stay and play with us. But it did wind up working out rather well that we were able to have 5 people on each team. So, so it's 5v5 with 2 DMs. And it's not that one DM is assigned to each team. The 2 DMs handle it together so that the game is able to move along quickly. Although, even then, because it was an experimental game, it didn't move along as quickly as it needed to. But it was so much fun. It was really, really cool because, how do I explain this? How do I explain this to people who don't play D&D? I'm trying to think. So D&D is an entirely pen and paper game, and you have, along with it, you have, if you want, a grid and miniatures that represent each person and each monster, whatever you're fighting. So that is something that not everybody uses. It's entirely dependent on the DM, but it's mostly just like this sort of stuff. It's just all like your stats, everything about your character so that you know what abilities you have, you know, oh goodness, I'm trying to like figure out how to really, everything that you do in the game is based on chance. That's why there's so many dice. It's attempting to replicate real life in that you have abilities and skills that you are better at than other abilities and skills depending on you as a person and your physicality, your intelligence, everything. So the dice allow there to be some chance of fluctuation there, right? So that's why there's so much written down, if that makes sense. So the way that the game started off, which I thought was really cool, is that one DM took one team and one DM took the other team. And we did the entire beginning of the game on our own because we're not associated with that other team at all. We don't know them, we've never met them, right? So each team is filled with adventurers and mercenaries that have known each other for about 3 years. And then we did the entire beginning of the game, the whole setup, everything up to there, and then got to the point where we were all in the same room. And then at that point, we all consolidated into one table and rolled initiatives. And it was really cool. It was really, really cool. I've never done anything like that. So I don't think anybody has, because they like kind of invented it. So it was really neat, and they had a lot of different traps and things that were associated with the game in order to make it move along more quickly. So like God, what's that blue stone called? There's a stone that's like gives you electricity damage. And it got to the point tonight where we had been fighting for so long and no one had died. Like, we had nearly killed each other so many times, but everybody had, we had Templars, we had people who were able to just heal us so much, and we were able to get all of these great buffs, and, I killed a monster. That was pretty cool, and I shot some people, and, it was good. Although, I'll get back to that. So, it got to the point where Meltdown Comics was gonna close. Like, we had a time that we needed to get out of there. So eventually they had to start bringing out all these different things to either kill us off or make us work faster. And and then also once it was our turn, because initiatives are when you roll a number, and then based on whatever number you have, that's the order in which you do your move. So like whoever has the highest number gets to go first. So you always want as high of a number as possible so that the least amount of stuff can happen to you. Although it's most effective right at the beginning of the game. If you're a rogue, it's not as effective. If you're a rogue the way that I play rogues, which I played a rogue in this game, it's not as effective because you don't just like run into battle, right? You're stealthy. You got other things to do. You're like, all right, where are all the shadows? Is there any way that I can get around, get behind people, run attacks of opportunity, and all that? What was I even saying? I can't even remember. Oh, but so once it was our number in the initiative line, they made it so to make us like make decisions faster. They made it so that if you, the second it was your turn, just knew what you were going to do, you got a +1 to whatever you were rolling, which was great incentive because every now and then, like, 1 was all you needed. It's like, oh man, please let this hit. I hope your AC isn't very high. But what I was going to say when I said I'll get back to that later is that my original character, this is going to be such a boring episode for anybody who doesn't know D&D. I'm trying to make it so that it makes sense. I really do want to make videos that just like explain what D&D is though, and like how to play it. But it's so hard because it's so just like, there's so much going on and you can do so much with it that it's just like, it's kind of overwhelming. But my character was from version 3.5, which is an older version of D&D, and has a lot more elements to it. To show you an example, this is a 3.5 sheet, whereas this is a 4-point sheet. So there's all this stuff on the side. Those are all skills, and they consolidated it down to this little list right here. So we were told to bring our favorite characters, so I brought Tack, my favorite character ever, favorite person I've ever played. So I brought her, and she's a 3.5 character, but we were playing a 4-point game. So I was like, oh no. So I got some help kind of like translating her over. But what sucks, you guys, is that normally she does, as far as I got her, her sneak attack was at +6d6, which is huge. That's 6 6-sided die, and you add all of those together. It's a lot of damage. But in 4-point. It can only do 2d6 with sneak attack, and I was like, no! So she wound up actually not being as badass as she was, which was kind of sad. But I killed a thing. I did some stuff. It was really fun. Everybody that I played with was really, really cool. And I love Satine. She was DMing, so I don't know. It was just really, really fun. I might do they're doing a celebrity D&D at Meltdown too, like in October. So I might do that too, because that would be super fun. I love it so much. But yeah. So I'm in this like super fancy dress. I'm gonna change into PJs and go to bed. But I hope that you guys had a good day, had a good Friday, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. We'll put up a TY video tomorrow too. Okay. Bye bye. Mwah.